Hello everyone and welcome to Success and Wealth. I'm your host Karen Kahn. And today I have the privilege of speaking with Ryan O'Donnell, who is a wealth manager with the O'Donnell Group. And over the next few minutes, Ryan's going to share some financial insights with us so we can realize greater success and wealth. So Ryan, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So all of us want to be successful with our wealth. What are you seeing people do these days?
You know, it's a great question. There are really 5 main areas that we think are really important to clients. And oftentimes clients don't have a process to actually address these 5 main issues. And they often take an approach that we call, a good idea approach, where they address things sort of one-off but with no main strategy. And what we end up finding is that clients don't really have a good game plan for making smart decisions with how they invest their money. They're oftentimes paying more than their fair share in taxes. They don't have an overall strategy to protect their assets from being unjustly taken from them. There's no clear strategy on how they're going to pass their assets on to the next generation. And the gifts that they make to charitable organizations typically aren't as impactful as they could possibly be.
So how should people be dealing with each of these areas?
Well, I think it's important for people to really take an honest assessment and look at where they are today, where they want to go, and what some of the gaps are, in their own financial plan. Look at the advisors that they're working with, really starting with the financial advisor, because that's the person that has the 360-degree view of their entire life. Look at the other advisors, the attorneys, the accountants that they work with, and really see if they're doing them if they're offering the services that they really need. Sometimes we outgrow advisors. Sometimes we need to add advisors to our team, and we really need all those advisors to be working together to accomplish, those 5 main issues that we talked about.
So how do people get started on this path?
Well, it's about, again, working with a wealth manager that has a process. And we've really developed a process at our firm to help clients systematically address those 5 main issues in working with the other professionals. And it all starts with what we call our discovery meeting. And it's the first meeting that we have with all clients, where we get together and we ask them really a series of questions around 7 major themes. And these questions don't involve entirely around the financial side of things, because we can get that from your brokerage statements and your other account statements. These questions really, go around your values, the goals you have in life, the people that are important to you, and really what motivates you to make the decisions that you make. Because if we're going to be successful in helping you address those 5 key issues, we need to be able to think about things from your point of view. We need to be able to stand in your shoes and come up with ideas and recommendations to help you accomplish those 5 key issues. So I think having a process and working with a team that has a process to help systematically address those issues.
This is obviously very important to you. Why are you so passionate about this topic?
Well, I got into this business right out of college, and I think looking back at my childhood, I started off like a lot of people without really any resources. There were a lot of transitions, emotionally and financially in my life as I grew up. I grew up in a divorced family where both parents were divorced and then remarried and divorced again. So there were a lot of financial ups and downs. We have times where as a kid, the only thing you really understand are sort of the financial things and the things that you get. And I remember vacations where we would pack up the ice chest and go camping. And then there were other times in our lives where we'd pack up the suitcases and fly to Maui for 2 weeks. So there were very different times in my life where I look back and think about when we had money and when we didn't. And I got my first job at 15 bussing tables at a local Mexican restaurant, Tres Hombres, and it was the first time in my life that I was actually making my own money. And I realized for me back then, money meant opportunity. It gave me the choices it allowed me the ability to make choices that affected my own life. And I think about the clients that come and see us today. Many of them have already been through, significant financial transitions in life. They're all very successful. And, our goal is to help them make sure they can continue to live their life on their own terms and have as many choices as possible for the next 20, 30, 40 years.
So what would you recommend be the first step people should take?
I think really looking at the team you have in place, think about, are we doing what we can to address those 5 main issues? And the first thing you should probably do, again, is get a second opinion on your finances. Very much the same if you were diagnosed with cancer and the doctor had said we're going to operate tomorrow, you probably want a second opinion.
Right.
Now this may not be as dramatic as that, but certainly if you don't feel that you're getting everything that you think you should, getting a second opinion is really the best place to start. Sit down with someone who's going to take the time to understand what's really important in your life and help you figure out a plan to achieve all that's important to you.
Well, thank you so much for sharing
welcome.
your insights with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And thank you for watching Success and Wealth.